Who is here? BG Gamer. What? Why does this not change? Every time I do a live stream, right? And I put in like a thumbnail, the thumbnail doesn't keep, and then people like they're not coming. This, all right, say bad. I'm telling you, this live stream thing is always causing me problems. Or maybe I'm just so bad, technically so bad, you know? I don't know what to say. Well, we're waiting for some people to join here, hopefully, you know? Okay, there we have it. We have a normal thumb. All right. Hi, how's it going? You are the only one in the house as of this moment. So there's lights behind my head, which I need to block out. Yeah, live streams have decreased in value recently, or in views recently. We have Anna here. Hi, Anna. How's it going? Good to see you again. מה נשמע? Tov meod. Anna spent some time in Israel. She's now brushing up on that Hebrew, you know? So, well, we got some people coming in. That's nice. I guess if I stand closer here, we can block out these lights that are coming in. You see this? Lights in the background. I don't know. Well, okay, we got 9 people here. If anyone's in the chat, please make yourselves known and heard. Chag Sameach, Johnny and the Bugs. I saw your response on the video in Entebbe, so that's cool. Drive from Kiryat Shmona to the Merkaz. Yeah, that's from Kiryat Shmona to the center of Israel. That's a rough one, for sure. So yeah. Anyway, I am back in Israel. For those who don't know, I haven't made any videos from Israel yet, even though I've been back here for basically 2 weeks at this point. Honestly, I'm named after Bibi's brother, Yonatan. Okay, cool, yeah. So, Yonatan Netanyahu, the older brother of Bibi. Welcome home again, Alec. What's the channel name is all about? Miga. What is Miga? Oh, what the channel change is all about? Well, I'll let you all know soon, I guess. Just waiting for more people to come into the chat. So, you know, but in the meanwhile, let me know what do you think about like some of the recent videos. Was Africa interesting for the people who were watching this channel before? I don't know. Probably for some people a little bit less, those who were watching my content more for the Israel stuff. So I'm interested to hear what you guys have to say about that. Obviously, some of that content is kind of relevant to the Israel crowd as well, like some of the stuff in Ethiopia, the Entebbe video, you know, the Jews of Uganda, that kind of thing. So I'm interested to hear your guys' take on Africa, but be honest, like if Africa was a little bit less interesting for you, I can understand that. On the other hand, might have been able to bring in some, you know, Africa viewers, which is cool. Africa is cool, and I did not expect some things. Overall, pretty interesting. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think it's cool to see Africa. You know, I'd never been there before in sub-Saharan Africa before I made this trip, so you know, I wasn't sure what to expect and all, and definitely a very cool experience. But, you know, it's not that easy traveling in Africa. You draw a lot of attention as a, you know, Mzungu, which is like a white guy, right? Yeah, I mean, you're traveling in some poor areas and things like that. So it's quite a, it's a lot to ask from you from being there. I like the Entebbe part. Shame you didn't make it to the old terminal, but it was cool anyway. Yeah. So there was, I mean, I did talk in that video a little bit about behind the scenes that I went to the police and I went to the, you know, there was an Israeli guy who owns a guest house there in Entebbe. that he told me, look, if you go to the Ugandan Special Forces base here, which is nearby, they give you the permission. Someone, a guest of his, had done it before and succeeded, and he even showed me the photo. I saw his picture like at the terminal. So I went there, and they told me, oh, we've changed the procedure. You have to go to the police. I went to the police, the local police in Entebbe. Told me you have to go to the air traffic police. You have to go to the airport, to the police over there. So I went there. Went between a bunch of people there, and yeah, they like asked for the permission, but I never got an answer from them before I had to leave. So that was a big shame, because it would have been really cool to actually see that terminal, and like even the area there where they held the passengers and all of that could have been a really good video. But you know, sometimes some things, what can you do? You can't control. All right. How does it work when you travel to Arab countries? Do you not get looks and threats from people? Well, they don't know. They don't know who I am, right? So there's no reason to get threats from people until you expose your identity. So there's no, and I also never really stood out in these Arab countries. So in places like Egypt, Saudi, Morocco, I never really like stood out that much, you know? So there was no reason for me to be any type of problem until I actually talk to someone and say potentially like that I'm from Israel, right? So yeah, that's the situation. But I mean, I also think after October 7th, I was a lot more careful when I was in a place like, even when I was in Saudi, even though I probably didn't need to be that careful in Saudi. I feel a bit disappointed that I didn't do more with that video. I think could have been more, got it more. Definitely would never go back to Egypt now with the current situation. So yeah, I mean, look, in the end of the day, when you don't, you can always not say Israel if you don't want to, if you don't feel comfortable, and that way stay safe. But that's kind of like not a great situation to be in, right? Where it's like, okay, you have to kind of be hiding in order to not draw the unwanted attention. That's kind of like the reality behind some of those videos, you know? Where did you go in Kenya? Someone asked me. I was in Mombasa. I was in Nairobi. I went to like a village called Nibohanse, which is where there's a bunch of Kenyan YouTubers, including the most famous one, Ayamawa, if anyone's heard of him. And then I went to Bungoma, which is near the border. I did that video about the Jesus character there, and crossed from there into Uganda. Someone asked, what kind of camera do you use for your videos? A GoPro. So I used to use a GoPro, and then I changed to a DJI, right? DJI Osmo Pro. And I'm happy with the switch. I prefer the DJI over the GoPro. The GoPro doesn't work well in low light. The batteries run out quicker. So yeah, like I'm more happy with the DJI now. But yeah, a lot of my vlogs, my older vlogs, were filmed on a GoPro. So I think the DJI even has better sound as well. Just a better vlogging camera. GoPro might be better for, you know, action camera, like if you're skiing or skateboarding and you have all that rocking stuff. But as a vlogging camera, I think it's not the best in my opinion. I also film sometimes with my iPhone, especially when I want to film things like, you know, close-ups, for example, which the GoPro can't do. So if something's farther away, then I can do that with the iPhone. So yeah, that's the deal. Of course, the advantage of having one of these action cameras as opposed to a pro camera is that you draw a lot less attention. You can film things on the go. People feel more comfortable because there's not, you know, you don't have that big camera. So that's like what you gain, right? Because a lot of people say, well, oh, you should always upgrade to like a super Sony, you know, one of these $5,000 cameras and stuff. But then you're missing things. You're not going to be able to walk around and really, you know, get the action and get the stuff that's going. So that's like more for those more artistic videos, you know, with the editing and the fancy schmancy. But I find it less interesting. Something that's gone on in general in vlogging is that kind of everyone's figured out how to do fancy stuff. So, if we go back to 2017, 18, someone who had a drone and went to these beautiful places in Southeast Asia and did these drone shots and these edited videos, people are like, wow, that's insane. And now it's like anyone can do that, especially if you hire someone to edit it for you, like anyone can do it. So it's like, nobody cares about that anymore. You're just another one out of a gazillion doing it. So actually, when you have the little action camera and you get those interactions, that real feel, that raw feel, that's something that nobody can replicate. And it's a reason for people to follow specifically you and not anyone else, I would say. I remember you told that back driver that you were Israeli and he kicked you off. Yeah, that's true. That was in Egypt. But there were also other people that I told them I was from Israel and they got very aggressive in Egypt. There's a video of a guy reviewing my video from Egypt in Arabic. And like the comments there, it's really scary. It's like everyone's just like, oh, we should have killed him and this, he wouldn't dare this. And like just all like threats and, espousing violence. So yeah, I mean, the Egyptians, they really hate Israel in the blood, a lot of them. Can you drop a link to this review? Yeah, I would have to find it. But you can also just look at the comments in my video. Like there also the comments are very aggressive, a lot of them. And this is after YouTube is filtering out violent comments, so yeah. Someone asked, what was your favorite African country? Yeah, tough question. I felt all of them had something cool, but all of them were like missing something. So like Ethiopia for me, I had the biggest personal connection because of the Ethiopian Jews and because of like the very ancient history there. But it was also kind of like a harder place to function sometimes because people don't speak English and the infrastructure there was pretty bad. So, that was one thing. Then you go to like a place like Rwanda, you feel like things are like more organized on a higher level. But I don't know. Yeah. I felt like out of the four, Ethiopia was the one that had the most kind of like uniqueness in it, meaning it was the most different from the other three. Not that the other three are the same, Uganda, Kenya, Rwanda, they are different, but I felt like the one that was most different was Ethiopia out of those four. So it kind of had like the most interest for me personally. So yeah, but I don't know. What are the channel changes? I missed the beginning of the live. Yeah. What else have we got here? Yeah, I'm gonna tell you about the updates that's going on. Karibu Tenya, says Mary Wanja from Kenya. Cool. Yeah. So what was I saying about changes? Well, look. First of all, I'll share a bit of my feelings here, especially for you guys who like really love my videos and have been watching them for, a while now. I've been doing this for about 2 years, close to 2 years, which is not the longest out there, but it's not that short a time period either. And yeah, it's been a lot of fun. It's been great. Experienced some incredible experiences, made some really great videos, I think. And the question is how to kind of like keep things going, how to continue to express myself through my channel. And, it's like being a full-time travel vlogger. I've kind of reached the conclusion that in the current climate, it's a bit too difficult because just like the money is not enough. The constant travel is exhausting and very difficult. And in general, like the travel vlog genre on YouTube is becoming increasingly difficult to crack. The competition is very high. The attention span because of reels and things like that has gone down. Probably even the monetization on YouTube has gone down. Like the amount of money you make per view has gone down. So it's just very, very hard to quote make it as a vlogger, And I can say after 2 years, almost 2 years, I'm not really in a great situation as far as the financial potential of the channel. So it's not like I'm on the verge of making a very nice salary or stable nice salary right now. So what does it all mean, I think you've gotten 25 subscribers, which is good enough. Yeah, but subscribers don't mean anything in today's YouTube climate, because you can have a subscriber who doesn't watch you. So what's with the short stream? Congo power. I think you have good charisma. Your videos are very interesting. Don't give up. I will be in touch with you. Happy to help you with monetization. No, I mean, like I'm monetized, but like the amount of money that you make is low. So what I'm saying is this. Yeah, like I think I made some great videos, and I make good videos, and I have some very good vlogging. What's this? Do you think some cases of autism are actually just a lack of self-control and discipline? How do you extinguish real challenges from avoidable behavior? What does that have to do with anything? Sorry, like about the discussion of the live. Anyway, okay, so here's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, yeah, I mean, I think I have some really cool vlogging qualities. Also, as an ex-journalist, that I bring a lot of history and, inquiry into the videos while still having like the adventurous spirit of the travel vlogging. So that's and good editing and good, structure and storytelling. So I've been able to make some really good videos. But I would say that I think the people who really have been following me closely over the last almost 2 years are people who really, I think they love the vlogs and the travel, but I think it's also people who really appreciate my background and the knowledge that I bring and the analysis that I bring and the live streams where I talk about the Israeli-Palestinian thing as well. Really appreciate that side of what I bring, which is, I think, what I have that is more unique than a lot of other vloggers, right? There are plenty of adventurous, fun vloggers who can go out there to anywhere in the world and get the talk to the people and craft a story and so forth. So I think that, what I bring to the table specifically is something also that I can bring to the table in a slightly different format that will be easier for me to sustain, which is, I think I'm still going to be doing vlogs out in the field, right, outside, particularly in Israel, because I'm going to be spending more time in Israel now. But what I'm talking about as far as the changes of the channel is to start making in the channel more sort of historical analysis videos, right? Videos, maybe also with like maps and things like that are very popular on YouTube, and kind of start to make more videos like that, where, my background and my analysis come into play, that I can basically like punch out a video from my house at any time, that is super interesting and has a potential to bring in a lot of views and so forth. I think, in Israel in particular, where it's so expensive, and also going out is expensive, like driving your car will cost a lot of money, going outdoors, eating out, going places is going to cost quite a lot of money. And I just don't think it's realistic to be a full-time in the field vlogger while living in Israel. Yeah, also traveling abroad once in a while and so forth. It's just, it wouldn't really be possible. It just wouldn't really be possible. When I was vlogging abroad, the advantage was I was living in very cheap places, right? Israel is expensive. I was in other places, it was very cheap. So, I could kind of like get away with that lifestyle. But I think what I need now is also having like other sources of income while being here in Israel, which I'm working on. And so I don't get burnt out by like needing to constantly make videos that I don't really want to make. And also having the ability to make videos, more easily, not having to like really look for very, super difficult places to reach for the travel vlog genre. and also like the amount of money that it takes to go to these places, to either take the car or take the transport, to go there, to this, to enter places, to go places. It's a lot, you know? So I think like those also, I think like these type of channels, these kind of like someone said, like Johnny Harris, Geopolitics, what's it called? Geopolitical, I think is the name of the channel. There's Real Life Lore. There's like a bunch of channels in this genre. And it has a lot of potential, you know? So basically when I say change is coming, the idea probably will be to transition the channel more in that direction while also still doing some videos like travel vlog style videos. But yeah, that's kind of like the change that I want to talk about. And, you know, I know I'm probably going to lose some viewers. Villaire has sent a contribution. Thank you very much. One of the generous viewers that I have, Villaire. Very nice of you. Thank you. Can I send a heart to this? Yes. How do I respond with a heart to this? Anyway, it's much appreciated. I think like I'll lose some viewers who are more into the travel genre, but I'll gain some viewers who are more into the political, geopolitical stuff, history stuff. Yeah, I mean, I think that realistically is the realistic direction the channel can go. Don't go insane like 20 videos a day like Tal. Yeah, so our friend Tal, Traveling Clat, he also basically made that transition, right? He was in Israel. And he was making videos out in the field, right? He was going out every day, almost every other day, making videos in Israel. Okay, he got quite some views, but I mean, it's quite an investment, like to go make a video, and then you have to sit down and edit it and all that. And it just wasn't working for him. So now he's transitioned into making reaction videos, right? He gets clips from a bunch of different things, and then he reacts. Now, I don't want to make those kind of videos, just like these reaction videos. You guys can look on YouTube. You can see there's a lot of channels. You know, you'll put a thumbnail of BB or a thumbnail of, some analyst like or some podcast, Joe Rogan talking to someone, and you'll take part of the clip and then you'll react to it, that kind of thing. It's getting a lot of views, but I want to contribute something more original of mine. So I don't want to go down that route. But what the route that I do want to go down is a bit more like the podcasts that I used to make on Spotify. If anyone here, it will be easier for you to find it in Hebrew. It's in Hebrew. If you guys go into Spotify and you type in this, Mizrach Tichon Chadash, or New Middle East, you'll find my podcast that I made like 4 years ago. Where I talked about like a bunch of, stuff like going over the history of some of the Middle Eastern countries, some of the goals that they have, how it's connected to Israel, things like that. And like, I think I'm going to want to make videos that are a bit more like that, Now, I had a discussion about this, the possibility of literally holding down 2 channels. Bigo, he's a bit annoying. Oh, God, I don't know who Bigo is here. Anyway, about holding down 2 channels. So having one an analysis channel and one like travel vlog channel. I think that's kind of unrealistic. I also think that the way things are now in YouTube, it's possible to kind of have 2 different types of videos that are not in the same genre exactly and still succeed. So each video kind of like functions as a standalone to a certain extent. So it's not going to ruin my channel to be like mixing genres too much, I think. So yeah, I mean, I think that is realistically kind of like the direction I want to take my channel. I'm thinking long-term here, I think I've realized, I enjoyed your worst area in Tel Aviv video. That was my intro to your stuff. Cool. Yeah, so there's going to be more stuff like that from Israel. But yeah, it's very hard to succeed in these like out in the field style videos. It's harder to find the ideas, to go out, to film, to execute, to edit. It's like a lot. It takes a lot out of you. To just like find a subject and then sit and talk about it is a lot easier to do. and it's certainly possible to get views on it. And I feel like, because of my background as a journalist and because of the knowledge that I have, that I'm not just spitting out the same nonsense that everyone is spitting out, whatever side they're on. I'm going to give you like analytical stuff to help you understand what's going on, and get some perspective on Middle East, things that are going on in the Middle East. That could include also some historical things, like countries, things that they've been through that are affecting them. I did that when I did my podcast. I did like a series. I did a whole video about the history of Syria. I did a video about the history of the UAE, and why they're successful. History of Saudi Arabia, where Saudi Arabia is going, infrastructure projects in the Middle East. Like I did a lot of very, very interesting things. So this is I think the direction the channel's gonna go. So I'm gonna create a poll here, right? And see what you guys think. Honestly, should Insightful Nomad change to a geopolitical analysis channel? All right, so we have yes, no, do both. Wait, you know what? What type of videos have the most potential for Insightful Nomad? So we have travel vlogs, geopolitical political analysis, or both. Okay, yeah, that's a bit of a complicated way of phrasing it, but just to make it clear, like what I can do. So what I'm doing now is travel vlogs, right? With a touch of like politics and analysis and stuff. So you can now go to the poll and decide which you think would work the best, according to you. I mean, we're a small amount of people here, but still. Okay, so traveling costs so much, it's hard when not receiving donations or supporters to help, so I understand. Yeah, like I had enough money from the views and the donations to kind of survive, right? Like to be able to travel on a super low budget, not doing almost anything that really costs like a lot of money, just doing just living and vlogging, and that's it basically. But it's very tiresome to live like that, like yeah, I could continue surviving in a bunch of places on this kind of like low budget vlogging, but I was also just like exhausted mentally from doing it. So if you're a big vlogger and you can vlog, you can put out a video once a week, once every 2 weeks, when you can stay in nicer hotels and this and do other things, then it's great. But when you're kind of like, your income is so low that you have to put out a video every 4 days and you can't do anything, you can't like, you're barely breaking even, barely. It's not a fun place to be in. And I'm not seeing the potential for that to change dramatically in the near future. Yeah, like I find it hard to see how that's going to happen. Yeah. Hello, I'm from Morocco. Someone says we have love from the United States from Linden. Would you consider coming on a live on another channel? Yeah, sure. I've done lives on other channels, like with Tal, the Traveling Clat. But anyone who wants to have me on to their channel, to their podcast, I'm willing to talk. That's fine. Johnny says, yeah, Johnny bugs and says, yeah, you can make the change. Nikolai's asking, what is the podcast name exactly? I can't find it. So the podcast name is New Middle East, and it's, or The New Middle East, and in Hebrew, Mizrach Tichon Chadash, which means New Middle East in Hebrew. So if you go to Spotify and search, you'll find that podcast, but it's in Hebrew, right? So it's only if you know Hebrew, you can listen to it. Who is RBS? Noam. Insightful Nomad versus RBS. I think you need to hit India or something like that. All it takes is one clip to go viral, but it's a bit of trial and error. Yeah, but it's not exactly like that anymore because you can go viral in India and get a bunch of Indian viewers. And then when you leave India, your channel is kind of back to square one. It's not necessarily a long-term hit. India is not a recipe for vlogging success at all. It kind of pigeonholes you into a niche, the Pakistan, India, South Asia niche, and it's not. I mean, yeah, you can also take off and go mainstream and then leave and do other stuff, but it's not like, oh, you go to India, you get a viral video, and now your channel's set. It just doesn't work like that. Saluki is a bit insane, someone says. Yeah, well, I've been talking to him, and, maybe I'll do a collab with him as well. What else? More videos, better quality, more views. Ciao from Italy. Geopolitical and historical discussion would be very interesting. Yeah, I mean, again, very interesting. Depends on who's doing it, I think I would start by making Anna sends a donation here. Want you to keep up your channels. We'll donate. Thank you, Anna, my great supporter. So the thing is that, yeah, I mean, I'll probably start by doing more talking head videos. So there's not going to be that much editing going on until I figure out if there is a way, like a cheap, affordable way to, make really nice map graphics or something. Like I need to see if there's a website or something that can do that gives me the versatility and the options to use maps. And if that's the case, then, we can actually do some really, really good videos like those, Johnny Harris, the real life lore, those type of channels that they have because definitely when you have graphics on the screen, it helps. Do you think you can make YouTube Shorts channels for more views and likes? Shorts doesn't really work for long-term content. You don't really grow your channel, your long-form content on your channel from Shorts based on the current, what most people are saying, right? So I don't think the secret is to just punch out a bunch of shorts. I have no problem cutting out my long videos and making them shorter, vertical, and uploading them to shorts. That's not the key to success. Someone here says, as an Israeli, doesn't like to leave my house. I really like history and stuff. And I also like vlogs from Israel about places that not a lot of people know about that have important history. Yeah, me too. And I'm going to be doing some of that for sure. I didn't appreciate your dishonesty when it comes about your nationality when you went to Egypt. Can you expand on that? My dishonesty? You mean dishonesty by not saying I'm from Israel in places where people can attack me, or something else? So yeah, okay, let's look at the... Have I been to Tel Aviv? Of course. I lived in Tel Aviv for 6-7 years. So 25% say travel vlogs, 11% geopolitical analysis, 64% both. I probably shouldn't have put that both in the poll because that's too easy. It's oh, I don't want to decide, so we do both, But yeah. I'd rather be dishonest and alive than honest and dead in this case. Well, yeah. Look, like I said, when they talk about me in Egypt, whether it's the video that guy did or whether it's, responses to my thing, they're constantly making it clear that they would have loved to have assaulted me or killed me when I was in Egypt, Now, of course, a lot of it is big talk because when you're online, it's easy to say. But, it's not really that safe in a lot of places in Egypt to say you're from Israel. Unfortunately. So that's the situation. And I still said Israel in a lot of places. We should be brave anywhere we go. Yeah, well, go ahead, try. It's easy to say from afar. You say where you can and you try to build the bridges, but you also got to be careful. I have a Lebanese Christian friend online who asked me if I've seen your Egypt video. He's just a gamer and he came across that video. Yeah, for sure. A lot of people have. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think in Egypt I did a pretty good job of, saying I'm from Israel where I can. But there were just some cases, like when I was at night in the middle of a dark alley with 10 shabab young people screaming, "Where are you from? Where are you from?" I don't think I can just say I'm from Israel in that situation. It's just not. It's not a smart thing to do. With all due respect to the idea of standing tall and proud. In general, it's also kind of like one of the problems with this genre of visiting, like, quote, the enemy, right? Because it's just it's kind of like, what can you do? This is like what some people have been saying about the Saluki videos, right? So he went into these Palestinian areas, and of course he doesn't say he's from Israel. So people say, oh, the whole thing is worthless if you don't say you're from Israel because you're just... But it's not, because it still gives a chance for you as a person from Israel to give your perspective in these places, to have some of those interactions when it's safe. I think it's better than not doing anything at all, So it's like you can either do it that way, the way where you have some plausible deniability, where you can hide when you feel like it's a problem, and still try to get those engagements and those discussions and those interactions, or just your perspective on things when you're there. I feel like it's better to do that, to do it like half, kind of, so to speak, than to not do it at all, or to do it full on and then just you're gonna, at some point, something really bad's gonna happen to you. You're gonna meet the wrong person in the wrong place, and you're gonna get effed up, like. So it's I just think that I think that it's better to do something than do nothing. I think though there's a limit to it, right? It's one of the reasons why I've said now I'm not gonna make these videos for the time being anymore. Like people have been saying in the comments, oh, go to Tunisia, go to Iraq, and I'm like, no, I did that for a while. I'm not going anymore to places where I need to hide. Not doing it anymore. Not for the... I have to leave you to switch buses. See you in 20 minutes. All right. Thanks, man. Yeah, so it's like I understand that idea, right? That feeling. I have the same feeling as well, where at some point I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to go around like hiding because I'm threatened and go to these places. I'm just not going to go to them for now, in the near future, I think that's like, I can understand that perspective, and I'm kind of there at the moment, but things played out the way they played out. I was like, okay, I want to visit these places. I know I can't go around everywhere saying I'm from Israel all the time, because it's, it can cause problems. So I'm gonna expose myself when I feel like it's the right place, and other times just lay low and stuff. I think that's that still has a lot of value for us as viewers, to get that kind of perspective and get those videos. So I think it's better than nothing, no? Going to those Arab countries, you are a brave man. I wish you success. I know it can be frustrating with the algorithm, but you are an awesome channel, yeah? I'm also, like, the thing is, of course, is that it's kind of like, you don't want to pitch in your hole yourself into being a channel where what you do is you go visit enemy places, because at some point you're just pushed into doing more and more radical things in order to keep the people engaged. And it's like, no. It's like, oh, what do I need to do now? I need to go to Syria. What? I need to go to Afghanistan. I need to go. It's like, at some point you're saying, okay, this isn't a great way to be living. I mean, yeah, I love adventure as much as the next person. And, I understand that, like when we were talking about Saluki, when he goes into the refugee camp in Jenin and stuff, I know his adrenaline's like pumping. He's like feeling alive. That's like that feeling that you're alive, that you're doing something. Like it's a good feeling. It's a feeling of, but it's not worth it. I think in the end of the day, and it kind of can't. You get the highs, but you can't really sustain yourself like that over long term. It's like just not a very realistic way to like build and move a channel. Interviews and different perspectives on geopolitical issues while conversing with the locals. Yeah, I'm not. I don't like. I don't want to do these like interview people videos. I don't like. Corey Gill Schuster, if some of you guys know, right? The Ask Project. When I was a journalist, it was the thing I hated the most was like man on the street interviews. Go get us what's called sound bites, right? Get us sound bites. Get us vox pops. Like that's when you just interview random people on the street. And I was like, oh man, I don't. Of course, there's value in when you listen to a lot of what ordinary people say, you start getting a perspective of what ordinary people think. I just, I don't really want to do that. I feel like I prefer to do other things. I would much prefer to get do my personal analysis stuff, and react to things that are going on and so forth, than just like asking a bunch of people questions and getting their answers. That's me personally, It can be experts too from local countries, and it's a lot what I watch online too. Yeah, no, I understand. That's also kind of what you do in a podcast, right? A podcast is you bring people on, you bring experts on, right? And you talk. But then, of course, you're spending a lot of time looking for people to interview and to talk to. Have you been to the Southern District? What does that mean, Southern District? What, in Israel? Be honest, Saudi Arabia is the least place we should know about. What does that mean, the least place we should know about? All right, well, our poll is showing that most people want to see both vlogs and geopolitical analysis. But out of the two, more people have said they want vlogs and geopolitical analysis. Well, that's understandable considering that that's what my channel is now. So people want more of what I've been giving them. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, what else did I miss here? Oh, Timo also sent me a message earlier with a donation. Sorry, you said, have you seen Saluki latest video from West Bank? Might be a little bit risky to go there right now. Yeah, I'm not, like I said before, this whole visiting the enemy places and kind of like hiding. I'm a bit tired of it. But there's also another thing here, which is kind of, okay, I went to all these places. I went to Saudi, I went to Egypt, I went to Morocco. My friend Coco Girl, which some of you know, she went to Morocco. Saluki's been to these places as well, Egypt, Iraq, Morocco. He went to the Palestinian areas, goes to the Palestinian areas. I want to see them come to us, make a vlog. You don't have to be a super pro-Israel. I'm not like a super, Saudi, Moroccan, or Egyptian nationalist, but I went and I made a vlog, right? So, I want to see someone from their side who comes and makes a vlog in Israel. Someone. Not someone who's, there are some people who are become pure, political supporters of Israel, and they've come to Israel. Guys like Luay al-Sharif, Luay Ahmed, the Yemeni guy, Rawan Osman, all these. There are some Arabs who've come to love Israel and kind of, support our cause politically. So they come, on political agenda. I want to see someone from the Arab world. I want to see an Egyptian come to Israel, make a vlog. But make, an honest vlog, not a hack job vlog like some of them have. I want to see a Palestinian, make a vlog from Israel, style like what we do. They don't, it's not happening, So I kind of feel why are we going there and making honest vlogs and saying nice things about them, as much as we can? And, there's a point at which you say, okay, we've done that, not just me, other people. Now it's time for them to come to us, which of course doesn't happen. So, yeah, I mean, if I saw a bunch of Palestinians, someone, from the Palestinian territory came make a vlog in Israel, then I would want to, then maybe I would feel like going and making a vlog from there. But of course, they never do that. And if they do, they just come to attack us and everything. They don't come to okay, this is Tel Aviv, this is that. It's kind of... I've never seen, all I see is vlogs from Palestine, right? Where they put a Palestinian flag in Haifa or Akka or, they just come here to basically, show, look, I reject Israel. You see, I have principles. This is in Israel. It's Palestine. Like, someone says hi from Rwanda. Hello. So yeah, that's kind of my feeling. So this whole of course it would get views. To go to Ramallah and stuff for a channel like mine, I'd get views, but I kind of just don't feel like doing it. And yeah, of course I wouldn't be able to I could try while people aren't noticing, saying what I want to say, but I would have to kind of keep low profile, be super polite and whatnot. And it's and if you want to continue having access there, you have to say the right things. You can't just go into, a refugee camp, right, in the Palestinian territories and say, look, this isn't a refugee camp. It's a regular neighborhood with buildings and so forth. And these people aren't refugees. Maybe their grandparents were refugees. They're not refugees. And they don't have a right of return. And all these keys and all these murals and everything are nonsense. You go try, do that. You might get away with it once, but if you try to come in again, you're done. When will you come back to Rwanda? Well, not soon, because I just left Africa and I'm not going back in the near future. But never say never. I hope you enjoyed the Rwanda videos. Come to Mount Lebanon. Wait, Mount Lebanon is entirely in Lebanon or partially in Lebanon, right? It's not the Helmon is part of Mount Lebanon. I don't know. The Christian areas. Yeah, I wish. I mean, but it's not. Look, yeah, there's a lot of. That's also a thing as a vlogger, as an Israeli vlogger, a challenge that you have. You're locked out of some of the best vlogging destinations out there right now. So the places that get the most views right now on YouTube are Lebanon, Syria, Iraq, Iran. These are some of the best places to vlog in for views. And as a person from Israel, you can't really do that. Someone says, I like the Kali vlog. Thank you very much. After normalization, come visit Lebanon. I wish. That's my dream, but gotta get rid of Hezbollah first. So yeah. So now let's do a question like this. What do you think, if we're going to make more analytical videos, what would you like to see, you, the viewers, from these analytical videos? Do you want to see history, which consists of the current situation, maps, statistics, numbers? Give me some ideas here. Free Iran and Israel, inshallah. Nobody does vlog in North America. Well, some do. But yeah, it's not always easiest to get views there. Well, actually, I don't know. Some people, you can get a lot of views and a lot of money there. Yeah. Gaza situation, Palestine-Israel war. I want to become a vlogger. What can you help me? Get a camera, either your phone or a camera, and just start practicing. Start going around making vlogs and see how it goes. Visiting the different Jewish diasporas. Well, I've done quite a bit of that, right? I visited the Jews in Uganda, in Ethiopia, in Azerbaijan, in Rome. I would like to see more of Israel and hear history. That would be cool. Travel vlogs and geopolitics. So Alvin says, I don't have money. Use your phone. Start with your phone. So yeah, I think I wonder if we can do a format of going somewhere and then talking about it historically a bit. So, we can go to Masada and then talk about the history of Masada. You can go to, but that might be just a bit repetitive. I'm wondering if there is how to keep people engaged in both formats. Anna says, for me, Israel was a great place making documentaries. Messianic Jews. Yeah, that's for vlogging, right, in the field, the Messianic Jew thing. Wow, there's just been a shooting close to where I've been. A shooting where? What happened? Something happened in Israel. As always, something is happening. Yeah, I mean, I think there was some type of attack going on here. Well, let's see what it says in the, wait, something happened in Israel. Somebody, there was a shooting somewhere. Let's see, wait a second, I'm just going into the, yeah, there was, in Ariel, which is like a settlement, supposedly, as they call it, right? It's in the West Bank, big Israeli town. There was a shooting attack there, close to Ariel, yeah. So we'll have to wait and see what's going on with that. This happens in Israel a lot, you know? It's like you kind of become numb to it, but there are these attacks all the time. Wiener Schnitzel in Vienna, gangs in Israel. Yeah, I mean, these are, see, this is the problem, is that some of these like vlogs in the field, they're great ideas, but they're hard to do. You have to like do a lot of work. You have to talk to people, get the contacts for some of these things. You have to go places. And it's like, you know, it's hard. That's why like I think the analytical stuff will be easier. I still want to go out in the field and do some vlogs when I can, but yeah. As far as like showing Israel or the truth about Israel and everything, like my past was a journalist. I was a journalist, and I don't really like too much being a hasbara person, as we call it in Hebrew, right? Like I don't, you know, just like kind of like punching out the same points on a bunch of things. I'm less like excited about doing that. I'm more excited on giving analysis of things that, you know, a lot of people wouldn't know about, instead of just going over the same talking points in a certain way, which has a, you know, an importance, right? Like we need to tell people in the Arab world that no, like Jews didn't live great lives in Muslim countries, and they were persecuted and everything. We need to explain that Palestine wasn't a state or a country. It was just a geographical territory. It was under various empires. You know, the British mandate of Palestine is not proof of Palestine before Israel. You know, all these things, these are like old, you know, this is the same thing over and over again that keeps being talked about. Like, I want to give something else, you know? Yeah, like that's why like the more analytical videos, it's like more of a journalist's video. It's like, okay, this is what's going on, and this is my perspective on things. This is what you need to know that's important. Yeah. Now, how much that's going to fit in with vlogs in the field? Well, we'll have to wait and see. Isn't hasbara meaning propaganda? When you talk to locals, you want to propaganda. You will get more point of view. Yeah, I mean, again, like talking to locals, there is already a channel that does this better than me, which is the Ask Project, right? Corey Schuster goes around asking locals. Like, if you want to hear locals, go to his channel. Yeah. What can you offer that, for example, Chaviv Retigur isn't doing? You know, something similar to what he's doing, maybe like the analysis and stuff. Maybe the ability to display things on YouTube using like things like maps and graphics and editing, maybe in a better way for more people, in a way that's more digestible for a lot of people. Also, yeah, the ability to still make vlogs in the field, you know? Like, I think that, you know, as someone who's been in a lot of these places and has vlogged in the field and stuff, I think people appreciate that to a certain extent. You know, this guy's not just like a talking head. He's been places, he knows what he's talking about. You know, maybe that could be the unique combination, really. The guy who does both, you know? I don't know. Become bodyguard for Coco. How will you assure your geopolitical analysis will not be biased to your experience in life? I can't. Of course, everybody is biased, right? Everyone has their own biases based on their their life experience. So, this is my analysis based on, what I've experienced, and you can take it or leave it, right? Like, it's not, I'm not claiming to be the ultimate truth. I'm just like, this is me and this is what I think, and prove me wrong, That's kind of like my mindset. Someone says, do you wish that Israel and Lebanon will get along? Of course, who doesn't? Everyone in Israel wants to, most people in Israel want to get along with our neighbors. Like, we don't have some ideological barrier in our mind to our neighbors being a country and succeeding the way they have of us, of the Jews having a state. It's like something like, oh wait, why would the Jews have a state? The Jews lived great lives under us, the Muslims, and then the Zionists came and ruined everything. So we have to oppose the Zionists and the imperialists. This is like their narrative, Israel doesn't have that the other way around. We're surrounded by Arab countries, Muslim countries, hundreds of millions of people. There's no world in which, those people are like, everyone just understands these are countries and whatever. Like, we just have to find a way to get along with them. Like, there's no in our head, like, oh, Lebanon can't exist. It's a terrible thing that Israelis don't have that. It's just about finding an arrangement, Or you should be a vlogger helping other vloggers, making vlogs with them, showing them Israel as their guide. Yeah, but there's not enough people to do that. And yeah, of course, anyone who comes to Israel, I can show them around. Look, I made a vlog like that with Mahmoud, the Egyptian guy, right? He came and I did a vlog with him. But yeah. What do you think of Arabs, Muslims, and Palestinians who are pro-Israel? Fine, great. Like, I don't need them to be so pro-Israel. I just need them to break out of a mindset that prevents a solution. So you can still be like pro-Palestinian in your mind's eye, where pro-Palestinian means, okay, we Palestinians, we need to have a functioning country where we can thrive and where we're not, we have a proper sovereignty where Israel can't come in with the military or something like that, So, and in order to do that, you need to reach an arrangement with Israel. You can't just like ignore Israel and behind Israel's back at every opportunity say, look, or to Israel's face, say, Israel's going to go away one day, we're going to destroy it, we're going to get right of return, and all those things. That's just like basically meaning you're not going to get a solution. So like, I don't need everyone to be pro-Israel. I don't need them to be Zionists, like pro whatever. I just need them to understand that Israel is going to be there. Israel's not going away, and you have to find, while working with Israel, right? So you can't ignore Israel. You have to look Israel in the face and say, this is what we want. And if we get this, then Israel is going to be safe and left alone, and we don't have any future claims. Like, they have to be in that mindset. That's what I want more. Like, I much prefer everyone be like that and still be kind of like anti-Israel, like, oh, the Nakba and it's Israel's fault and blah, blah, blah. But they're like forward thinking, where they have the right mindset of what they want to achieve, that we can reach a solution, than to have a handful of people who are super pro-Israel, like it's nice that we have them, but in the end of the day, it's when countries that are, in conflict and so forth, they reach a solution, very often it's not like the two sides come together and they reach total agreement. Like, they're still gonna each take on their own narrative and stuff, but they have enough of a shared goal that they reach an agreement, So if the I'm weaving around here these scissors like I'm gonna stab someone. So yeah, I mean that's the deal. Like, I don't need them to be all the Palestinians to be like super pro-Israel. I just need them to like be in a change of mindset from, the Jews are not a nation. The Jews don't belong. They're fake Ashkenazi Jews who stole our land, and we have to get rid of them. We have to, from the river to the sea, right of return, all this. Like, get out of that into, okay, the Jews are another group that are not us, right? We don't agree with a lot of their things, et cetera, but like, we have to reach a solution with them. So they have a state, we're gonna have to live next to that state. Let's find the arrangement where we can have our state and succeed and thrive next to them, Like, they need to change into that mindset. Like, that's the most important thing, more than being, quote, pro-Israel, but let's say being proactive, in a functioning way. That's more important to me, because I'm result oriented. Like, I need what will lead to a result. I wish they didn't hate us though. Yeah, but like again, I think like hatred is a bad thing. You know, if you really hate Israel, then you're willing, you know, in hatred you can do things that harm yourself, and as long as they harm the other. You know, if there was less hatred, then there would be more concern for their own possibly, and you know, more willingness to do what needs to be done to improve their lives. But you know, even I don't know, like hatred, let's say animosity to a certain extent. I don't know, like call it whatever you want. Again, what's important for me is like they're in a dark tunnel, the Palestinians, right? The dark tunnel is the struggle with Israel, with the Zionists, with the world, whatever it is. And there's light at the end of the tunnel, right? That's what we live for. That's what gives them strength. Anyone, like you have a challenge in life and you want to reach the end of the challenge to like a better future. So they're in this dark tunnel, and you know, the light at the end of the tunnel right now is the disappearance of Israel. It's the end of Israel, either through, you know, Hamas like jihad, or through, you know, right of return where millions of Arabs move into Israel, international pressure, I don't know, whatever. Like the light at the end of the tunnel is we got rid of Israel somehow, some way. And, you know, the light at the end of the tunnel needs to be, oh, we created a functioning state and we found some arrangement with Israel that works. Like that needs to be the light at the end of the tunnel, and it's not right now. It's just not. So that's the most important thing. And, you know, until we get there, well, we're a long way from that. Where do I get my perfect American English accent? From my mom. Yeah. But, or like American Family and stuff. What does Tel Aviv police look like? What does it look like? I don't know. Police. They wear blue. They have guns. That's it, yeah. My mom's American too. Yeah. I spent some time in the US also on things, you know. Anyway, look. What have I missed here? That's where Israel comes in. Like, rapture coming soon. Okay. Oh, I see police rushing there. Is that because of the attack? All right. You should collab one day with the Saluki. That would be epic with your opposite. Yeah, I mean, I wanna do that also with the Saluki collab. Just like right now, I'm kind of still recovering from returning here, and you know, I need to get things going, whatever. But yeah, collabs are good. You know, there's Coco Girl, there's Saluki, there's Traveling Clat. So you know, I'm all for doing the collabs, and yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of like I do feel like it would be great to continue doing the vlogs as much as possible. I have a bit of a block of making vlogs when I'm in Israel because it's like it's like home, you know, so you kind of feel strange. You're walking around. A, you're talking in English. B, you're kind of like, it's a bit strange. But so it's a bit harder for me to kind of like find that drive than when I'm abroad. And also some of these, you know, places there, it's hard. You have to, you know, go to Jerusalem now. You have to drive all the way there, park this. It's like cost a lot to do that, or take the public transport. That's a possibility. But yeah, I think Israel vlogs, a lot of potential. So yeah, I mean, I think basically, you know, coming away from this discussion, like I said, I think especially now, because I haven't been in Israel for a while, we're going to be doing some Israel vlogs. But at some point, I think the steam is going to kind of run out of that. And then we're going to have to figure out how to maybe transition into the geopolitical stuff. I think that's kind of like what's going to happen here. That can also fit in with my journalistic background if I find some work in journalism, which I'm kind of looking at now. So yeah, I mean, that's all I can say. I really, really love what I built. I really love what I built with this channel, and I do like more the idea of being a adventurous vlogger. But I think realistically it's going to be hard. So I think we need to make these changes and see how that goes. And if it doesn't go, well, it doesn't go, and you know, have to go back to the drawing board. So I think that's where we are right now. Yeah, I mean, we had a small audience today, but I see people here engaged. I haven't been to Israel. Can you shed some light on moving to Israel from America, or how Israelis see American settlers? Well, I wouldn't call settlers, but look, there's a lot of proud of you. Thanks. I appreciate what you do. Yeah, I mean, this is look. I think the thing is also that, yeah, I think I could have done some things to like get more views, but that, would kind of ruin a little bit what I did. Like, that's why I was scared also because I know if I do the political stuff, I can get a lot of views, but I really loved what I created. And I know a lot of people appreciate it, including people from the other side, that I just kind of like, I have this aversion from making the changes, even if the changes will be financially beneficial, like growth beneficial, because I have so much pride in what I was able to make with this vlog, and I don't want to like ruin it, quote. I don't want people also who see these great videos that I made in Saudi and in Egypt and this, and then come in and then see some like crap, that okay gets views, but it's not, it's not insightful or original or anything. So I mean, that's kind of like really important to me. So I gotta figure out how I can keep it rolling and but still like keep it rolling, but keep that like value that I'm giving. Because I thought about doing these reaction videos as well, because it's just so bad. It's so financially like easy and good to do, but I don't think I'm willing to do that to my channel just yet. So yeah, I think basically we're gonna be doing some vlogs soon. We're gonna keep the vlogs coming, and at some point try like the analytical formula, see how it goes. And I hope that most of the people here who appreciate what I have to say and trust me to a certain extent will stay true to your vision, says Anna. Yeah, will want to tune in and listen, even if I'm not, traveling. That's what I hope. The traveling cat? Of course, we talk all the time, and I'm a big fan of his, and he taught me a lot about YouTube and everything. And I talked to him about making this possible change. So yeah, I mean, just a big fan of his work. I appreciate everything you do. Yeah, that's great. And I love the fact that you guys appreciate what I do, and I promise you will continue to appreciate what I do, because I'm never gonna debase myself in what I've done. I'm never gonna drop low. I told myself, like, if I'm at the point in YouTube where I'm doing things that I don't believe in at all, I prefer not to be on YouTube. Like, I'm not on, like, there are other things I can do with life, right? So I'm on YouTube to create things that I really believe in. So as long as I'm on YouTube, that's gonna be the case. I'm gonna create the things that I believe in. If I have at the point where I have to start creating things that I don't believe in order to make ends meet, then this isn't the place to be. All right, well, I think we can wrap up this vlog. So you guys, you got an idea of some of the changes that are coming. You know that there's going to be content from Israel. There's going to be analytical stuff. And we're going to see how that goes. Someone asked, when will you make products that we can buy? What products? Any ideas? I mean, I have merch if you're interested. Merchandise, right? As far as products, I mean, yeah, I thought about making, for example, like how to make travel vlogs, things like that. I'm not really big enough for that right now, right? Like, my channel is not big enough to really like sell how to be a vlogger. There's not enough clients. But if you want, for example, the merch, then this is the link to the merch. I've shared it many times. And, you can go there. You can get yourself some shirts, some hoodies, some mugs, anything, Insightful Nomad stuff, and support my work, or send a donation, or go to Patreon. If anyone here wants to go, I'm sharing some stuff on Patreon. Because the Patreon isn't big enough, I'm not sharing that much content there right now, but you do get exclusive content, right? So, you can always sign up for Patreon, support me that way as well. Wandering Nomad says, Shulam. I think she meant shalom. Hello. So yeah. And someone asked, how do I contact Tal? Through WhatsApp, talk on WhatsApp. So yeah, that's the deal. Okay. No, she can't. I don't think she can speak Hebrew. I think she's like learning. Anyway, Pepe Banks, I'd be interested to hear what you have to say about content. Well, not content. You said products, right? Free J says maybe you need more production in your videos. I mean, like editing and effects, backing up your narration. Maybe for the analytical videos, because the thing is, I used to edit my videos more. Meaning, if you look at my older videos, they're actually more edited, more nicely edited usually than my newer videos. But I came to a conclusion that it's just not worth it to go into that level of editing for these videos, because you're spending a lot of time and stuff when you can punch out another video in that time. So at least in the travel vlogging genre, there are other ways to hook people that don't require all the editing that makes the video kind of fake. But I do think in the analytical style videos, if we're doing maps and graphics and stuff, then yeah, maybe I'm gonna have to do that at some point in the future if I want it to really work. Anyway, Pepe Banks, yeah, like I said, I have, for now, I have merchandise, I have Patreon, I don't have like video making courses or vlogging courses. That's something maybe I can do in the future. So yeah, the idea is to be different. Yeah, well, I think I've been different. I mean, I literally invented a genre on YouTube, which is Israeli in every Muslim country that there is. So, I think I was too much different and not much enough the same. Like, if anything, I think I tried to be too original and didn't do enough of like what everyone else was doing, which is to put like some hot chicks in the thumbnail, to do like, the $5, $1 haircuts. And then I think you don't always have to be that original. You can just copy what other people are doing sometimes, and then sometimes do something original, because you can't be original all the time, every couple days. It's kind of like, it's hard, Eyoj says, shalom, shalom. We have Mahmoud Omar, who says, I respect and love your work. Totally support you. Thank you. I mean, different in the production and editing. Yeah, I mean, but again, you really have to be different. There's a formula that works for certain things, and you can copy what successful people do. That's what a lot of people, there's a lot of copycatting on YouTube. There's much more copycatting than originality, meaning there's much more people who do what other people do, right? They copy what other people do than inventing their own thing, because it's easy. Which Muslim country did you have the worst experience as an Israeli? That's a hard question. Like, I definitely think the country where I got the most aggressive responses was Egypt. But I don't know if it was the worst experience, because I really enjoyed my time in Egypt. I think the country is very interesting. And I did also have some good interactions there as well. So like, I got the most aggressive responses there, but that doesn't necessarily mean it was the worst experience. If that makes sense. I never give like direct answers. When people say, what was the most, what was the least, what was the best, what was the worst? I always kind of like, because sometimes the country where the conditions were the worst is the one that you enjoy the most, Like, sometimes you have a place where the conditions are great, so you kind of like enjoy the food of this, but it's not interesting, so the experience isn't great, So yeah, it's kind of like that. Plenty of room for originality, but it's easier to copy. Yeah, it is. It's easy to copy. All right, guys. Yeah, I think we're gonna head off now. Like, finish the live stream. I love when streamers say, "Yeah, let's wrap up," and then continue for the next 30 minutes. Yeah, because then someone asks like an interesting question you want to answer. You know what I mean? Oh yeah. But, okay, so you get the idea of what the change is going to be. I think some of the people here, like some of the people who've really been following me are still going to be watching those videos, even if they really like the vlogs as well. So that's kind of like more of a long-term plan, I think. I don't know if it's going to be implemented immediately, I'm going to do some test runs and so forth, and I have some vlogs I still want to make here in Israel. But, you can expect in the next couple of weeks potentially to start seeing that kind of content. So I appreciate the feedback and support. You guys, you have on my channel my Instagram, you have my Patreon. You can send me messages on YouTube, comment, whatever, if you want to say anything, if you have any input, then I'm more than happy to listen. I really appreciate all the followers here. There's the people, the supporters, the people who send money now. Anna, Timo, Villers, I love you guys. You guys really help keep my channel alive. And also those who just watch and comment. That's also what makes the channel succeed. It's like the followers who watch all the videos. So I really appreciate you guys as well, even if I don't just appreciate people who send money, right? I appreciate the people who follow and love the content. That's what we're doing this for, right? So Pepe, don't worry, I'm gonna be around, and I'm not going anywhere just yet, but just had to give these updates. So yeah, have a great weekend, guys. That's coming soon, and we'll be in touch, and you know where to find me. You got my details on my YouTube and everything. You can send messages on Insta, Patreon. So I'm here if you need anything. So we'll see you guys around. Thank you for tuning in.